This paralyzed man couldn't control and wet himself. His new girlfriend was right beside him, which made him even more humiliated. He tried to cover it up in desperation. I don't want to be humiliated anymore. But his girlfriend didn't feel disgust even just a bit. She put her coat in his laps. He was a strong man, but the fate forced him to spend half of his life on a wheelchair. His name is Hiroshi. 10 years ago he used to be the captain of his school's basketball team. He wasn't just handsome but also very talented, which made him become the idol in every girl's eyes. Kwai was also one of them. Aside from art, she didn't have any other special talent. She had been secretly in love with Hiroshi for many years but hadn't confessed. Kwai was very self-anxious because there were many beautiful girls around Hiroshi. I want my first love to forever be a beautiful one in my eyes. And just like that, they lost contact for 2 years, but Kwai still got it in the back of her mind. Then at a party of the company, Kwai met Hiroshi again. This made Kwai very happy again. But she didn't know Hiroshi at the time was paralyzed. How about you? What? Are you still playing basketball? Everyone stopped instantly and looked at her, but she didn't realize and kept talking. She talked about how cool he looked, and Hiroshi only smiled awkwardly and took a sip. He said he had something to do and left first, then gave her his business card. She was very glad knowing he became an architect because she knew it was his dream in high school. Right then a wheelchair was rolled over. Hiroshi also started to move with difficulty. Everyone acted busy and didn't come to help because only by doing so he would feel being respect. Only after did she find out in college he got in an accident which made him unfortunately paralyzed. He couldn't feel anything under his waist anymore. This made Kwai feel very guilty. The next day she came to Hiroshi's workplace, wanted to apologize. About that. About yesterday, I'm very sorry. You come here because of that? Hiroshi really didn't keep that in mind, so both of them went back home together. There was a slope. Kwai wanted to help him but Hiroshi refused. There shouldn't be people around me all the time, so I have to learn to be independent. She really admired his positivity. They kept talking about when they were in high school until the sun went down. This made her once again wanted to confess to him, but her sister advised she shouldn't do it. Although he was her first love, but love and reality are completely different. Kwai didn't think like that at all because to her, love was something pure and innocent. The next day, Hiroshi planned a date with her again. She was shocked to see him drove there with his car, and he was good at it also. They came to a restaurant when he told her. After the accident, his girlfriend broke up with him. He himself had given up on relationship and marriage. What? You can't give up. Sometimes, I can't control down there at all. Who wants to be with a stinky boyfriend? Kwai quickly said that as long as they loved each other then that wouldn't be a problem. But Hiroshi had decided he would love no one anymore. This made her very disappointed. She cried silently at home because she thought they had gotten closer and could have a chance. Unexpectedly, the next day, Hiroshi came to find her. Turned out this Saturday they had a class reunion, but he didn't want to go. Moreover, he received a wedding invitation from his ex-girlfriend last night. His ex wanted to see him the last time before the wedding, so he asked Kwai to disguise as his girlfriend. After the breakup I haven't seen her again. If she sees me having a new girlfriend, May will be assured to get married. Kwai had always admired him, so she was ready to be his fake girlfriend. But at the class reunion, it wasn't long for her to feel a death stare behind her. Hiroshi's ex-girlfriend was staring at her. This girl broke up with her boyfriend because he was paralyzed. She didn't want to be his nanny. She quickly found someone to get married, but then wished this man the best for now. Please forgive me for what I've done. I really love you. But I'm sorry. Hiroshi smiled, then left in loneliness. Kwai met May in the bathroom, but then May had to mock her. She said if it wasn't for Hiroshi to be paralyzed, he would never lay eyes on Kwai. Kwai felt extremely annoyed in her heart, but she suddenly remembered Hiroshi coming home alone. So she quickly ran outside. Something embarrassing happened. This 30-year-old man couldn't control his bladder. Hiroshi came back home feeling lost. He told Kwai that when this happened, he had thought about jumping off a building. Finding out that he can't move, he choked himself but didn't have the strength to. That was when he found out he couldn't be able to die, so he could only do his best. Hearing what he said, Kwai cried in sadness. She admired him a lot. I've never thought you would be so heartbroken like this. After all this, but you've never given up. Turned out Kwai had always liked design, but her dad thought it wasn't a real career. In order to stay in the big city, she listened to her dad and chose an office job instead. Hiroshi told Kwai everyone only had one life to live. Who knew what would happen the next day? Do you really want to follow what your parents arrange for all your life? This is your life. And your dream. So follow it. Hiroshi's encouragement made her wanted to pursue her dream again. She decided to work as a designer just like Hiroshi. The next day, all their classmates attended to Hiroshi's ex-girlfriend's wedding. Congrats to you, I wish you happiness. Thank you so much. Seeing the girl he loved happy, he also got away from this burden and decided to live the best life. He decided to join the design contest in his company, whoever won would be in charge of the project. To prove himself, he and Kwai worked hard days and nights and fixed every little details. This was also the chance for her to prove herself. But when the contest was almost over, Hiroshi suddenly got a bad fever and must be hospitalized. Receiving this news, she quickly ran to his place. The doctor said because he had spent a long time in his wheelchair so he couldn't feel his bottom half. When he realized it wasn't right, the fever had been too much for him and he fainted. So then, he could only stay at the hospital for high treatment. Seeing Hiroshi on the bed, she was heartbroken. But when he woke up, he still remembered about the contest. He wanted to get out of there to finish it. If I don't finish the design, what everyone does will become a waste. Hiroshi. I can't walk anymore, because I'm paralyzed. Everyone won't blame me but I don't want people to sympathize me anymore. Hiroshi started to draw the design in his bed. Lying down in that position for too long made him nauseous non-stop but he didn't give up no matter what. Kwai couldn't bear to see this and thought of a way. She would help him coloring the design. She did it through the night till the sun went up. Their determination really paid off. They won the first place in the contest. She instantly ran to Hiroshi's room to inform him the good news and drank to celebrate. But when they opened the can, it spilled all over him. I'm sorry. You don't have to apologize. Suddenly a woman walked in the room. She didn't say a word and hugged Hiroshi. Kwai didn't know what she did wrong to get to this. Please wait for the next episode.